Um, so with Helldivers on Xbox, is Spider-Man next? You can say the same thing now that the floodgates are open. Not necessarily though, Hanzo. Like I understand where you're coming from, but this is kind of the difference. I'm not saying I want it to be clear because I know how people like to interpret things. I'm not saying Spider-Man won't come to Xbox, and I'm not saying that there isn't, good cause for people to be talking about Spider-Man coming to Xbox. It's not time yet.
Yeah, his cat is trying to save his ass. So then what are you saying then, MBG? Because, earlier you were just saying that Xbox players are port begging for Spider-Man, but now you're saying that you can understand why they're expecting it to be the next game or why they're expecting it to be a game that will come. Which one is it? You seem to be all over the place.
It's not time yet, buddy. Like it's understandable why people are are currently, why Xbox players are currently begging for Spider-Man. It's understandable. Sony has the floodgates haven't opened, but they have sent a clear signal that here's a
Okay.
video
So the floodgates haven't opened, but they've sent out a clear signal. What are you talking about?
game that we developed and we published that everybody thought would never come to Xbox, and now it is.
I don't know, man. I seen some Xbox guys saying that they could see it coming to Xbox, right? And then Colin Moriarty, right, came out of nowhere with his sources, right, saying that it's not going to happen, and that pretty much killed all the hype or the speculation that it would come. Only for him to pretty much put his foot in his mouth because it turns out that his sources were just bullshit. But I feel like a lot of these guys' sources are bullshit. But that's just me.
So of course the next thing in line is well why not Spider-Man? So I get
Yes.
that. But I just think that the great irony here.
Oh.
Not even irony, that's not the right word, but
Yeah, it's not the right word because the only people that that you could use that word for is yourself.
I think the great mistake, I should say, from Sony's perspective, let's say these Xbox players end up being right, and Sony does end up porting Spider-Man to Xbox. I just think I'll be honest, I think that's a boneheaded move.
Wow.
On Sony's part.
A boneheaded move to put your game on another platform to make more money that can help fund future projects. See, and this is what I mean. And these are the guys who want to talk about business. It's a good thing you're not in those meetings, MBG, because they would laugh you right out of the office, right? And they would probably send you to the nurse and they'd probably have you drop some piss. Because at this point, they would probably be like, you have to be on something. They would probably check you out, give you some time off. They'd be real concerned about you.
Because Sony is not in the position that Microsoft is in. It's hard to look at Microsoft porting a game like Forza Horizon 5 to to PlayStation and then selling 2 million copies in 1 month at full price. Wow. And look at that and say that's boneheaded. The reason why it's hard to say that is because if you look at what's happening to the Xbox platform itself, to the Xbox console, to the Xbox storefront, there's nothing boneheaded about it. It's like, dude, we need this.
It's funny that he can see that, but you can't apply that same logic to Sony. You don't think that they don't see how well Microsoft's games are selling on the PlayStation platform? You don't think that they don't want to go ahead and get some of that money as well? I mean, they're doing it on PC. What would really be the difference with them doing on an Xbox? Because it's a console, right? Because you guys like to say console exclusives. Like I said, they think business revolves around console war etiquette. It baffles me.
Like, we need to do this because we're not selling games. Not anywhere near on the level that we need to. Sony's not in that position. Sony has...
Oh, shit, I mean, that's not what Square Enix said.
Like 80 million PS5 players out there.
Again with the console sales. I mean, Square Enix already aired you guys out. I don't need to go down that rabbit hole, but just know Square Enix has entered the chat.
Sony, they sell millions upon millions, tens of millions of copies of their games on their console, and then a little bit extra on PC when they come to PC, or in the
a little bit extra on PC. No, buddy, a PC, we do the heavy lifting over here. Stop it. At least that was the case with Helldivers, ironically, and Stellar Blade. So I don't know what he means a little bit on PC. I'm gonna need you to explain.
In case of Helldivers, a lot more on PC.
Yeah. I'm glad you caught yourself.
So what's interesting about the idea of Spider-Man boss, you need to get down. Come on, dude, chill.
He's trying to stop you, dog.
What's interesting about Spider-Man possibly making its way to Xbox is how it's totally needless and unnecessary for Sony.
Oh, money. Money is needless and unnecessary for Sony. Like they just run off of love. Love from their fans. From MBG and his followers. That's what Sony runs off of. That's how they keep the lights on. They don't need money.
And it would be, if Sony were to do that, that would be the confirmation that they are like truly multi-platform.
Oh. So not them putting games on PC, not them putting games on PC day and date, not them putting games on Nintendo, not them putting Helldivers on Xbox. It would need to be Spider-Man. I mean, the goalposts, they come with wheels installed, so they can just keep on rolling them back. I mean, holy, these guys right here, man.
More so than Helldivers 2. Because Helldivers 2, you can chalk it up to this is a live service game. You know what I mean? This is a live service game. This is a game that you know, it needs more players. Its revenue is made.
Whoa. What do you mean it needs more players? Weren't you just saying literally a minute ago that Sony's not in the same position, that they sell millions of copies of the game? Which one is it? Do you guys need players to buy games? Which one is it? I'm confused.
Through, you know, microtransactions. So you can kind of understand that. But when it comes to something like Spider-Man, it's like, the signal that it would send, the ripple it would create if Sony were to do that, I'll be honest, I think it would be a huge mistake where it's like, dude,
and this is where things are going to get funny, because what you guys don't understand is that you guys make up like 2 or 3% of the fan base. Everyone else, the regular adults, wouldn't give a fuck that other players are able to play a game on another platform, especially a game from 2018. You think there's going to be some ripple effect? The average person wouldn't even probably fucking notice. Just people on Twitter, right? People in this space who keep up with the shit. The regular person wouldn't care. And the fact that they don't realize that, it's amazing, man. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Like the Xbox storefront, like the Xbox ecosystem is diminishing like rapidly. Why would you do this? For what?
Why would you do this?
For an extra million sales?
For money? That's what you're doing this for? That's what you're leaving me for, Sony? For some extra $1 million?
It's that important?
You sound so desperate. It's that important. Yeah, it's almost like they're a business. It's almost like that's what they're in it for, to make money. Wow, we're learning today.
You know what I mean? To whereas when you look at the Microsoft side of things, it's like, dude, if we can get 2 million sales of Forza, that's massive for us. That's absolutely colossal.
Well, like I said, Sony, they don't need money. Their buildings are powered by love. That's what they pay their bills with. That's how they keep the lights on over at Sony, with love and care from all of their fans, right? Or from the money from console sales. You know, like these guys they're delusional.
There's a difference here. You know, like if Sony got an extra 2 million sales for Spider-Man, I'm not saying that's insignificant and nothing, but it's like, what is the cost associated with this?
I guarantee you it don't cost that much to port a game, right? And that's coming from your boy Sigs, right? I ain't never developed nothing. I ain't never ported shit. But I guarantee you the money that you would get from 2 million sales, I guarantee you wouldn't cost that much.
I don't know, man.
Then why are you talking about it if you don't know? It's almost like you're just coping and you're just hoping that it doesn't go through, right? It's almost like you don't know what you're talking about and you're just pulling shit out your ass. I don't know.
Did you hear how Microsoft is laying off more employees at King and replacing them with AI? I did hear about that. Yeah. That's very, very depressing, but also not surprising.
If you ever want to hear about Microsoft layoffs, make sure you check in on these PlayStation podcasts.
Hanzo, you're saying they're not in the same position as Xbox, but you know damn well they don't care about exclusivity or how it makes their fan base feel. It's all about profit. And
Thank
that
you.
could be true. Yeah.
It could be true. No, that is the truth. Listen to your fan. He's trying to help you out.
I mean, if that's really what it comes down to, man, then I think Sony, well, Sony could just be willing to take a chance, right? Like, you know what? We know there's going to be a lot of outcry if we port Spider-Man to Xbox, but let's just see what happens.
And this is what I mean by the delusion. There's not going to be a lot of outcry. Only you guys get upset about this shit. I swear. It's crazy. Any like video I've made talking about like, PlayStation fanboys getting upset about, Helldivers, for example. There's nothing but PlayStation guys saying we need reinforcements. It's only you small percent of people who get upset about this shit. And that's why it's so funny, because it makes no sense for a grown-ass man to say that there's going to be an outcry because more people are going to be able to access games that you like. Like, this shit is, I don't know, this shit is backwards.
Because there is that level of like, yeah, we put it on Xbox. Are you not going to buy Wolverine now? You're going to skip Ghost of Yotei? You're not going to buy the next PlayStation? And there's...
Yeah, it's almost like all those talking points that you've said, like for this whole entire gen, about, when you stop making exclusives, when you put your games on other platforms, devaluing the console and everything. It's almost like that was just shit that you guys were pulling out your ass. And now when it's coming back to bite you in the ass, now you guys are starting to kind of re-examine those talking points and say, oh, is that really the case? Am I not going to get a PlayStation 6 because they're doing this? We know you guys are still going to get PlayStation 6 because we knew all along the shit you guys were saying was just bullshit.
There's a level of arrogance there, or maybe like too much confidence, but it's like, I mean, they're kind of fair questions to ask. It's like for the PlayStation player who maybe would get upset at like, how could you port a single player game to Xbox? Like, Sony, this is not, you're not supposed to be the one doing that, right? Like, this isn't.
You're not supposed to be the one doing that. So pretty much you're not supposed to be the company trying to make money, essentially.
How you do things.
You're not supposed to be the company trying to make money selling games. I mean, holy shit. And this is a gaming channel podcast, by the way.
What does happen when Sony just ignores that person? Like, whatever.
Like they've been doing with PC?
I mean, it's a real question. Like, what does happen?
Nothing. They've been doing it on PC. They did it on Nintendo, and you guys didn't say shit. You guys just switched the goalposts. Like I said, the goalposts, they just come with wheels. They just keep on rolling. You guys started saying console exclusives and shit. Like, this is insane.
Because, you do have certain people who think that something really bad would happen, but it's like, I'm not so sure.
Oh, you're those certain people. You're the one who's been saying, oh, the death of the ecosystem and all that. That's you.
I'm not entirely sure. But my big question, I saw somebody left a comment, and it was interesting. They were like, Sony clearly has some kind of like line of communication with Microsoft. Where like Sony knows the score. Like, they understand, like, this is it. Like, this is the end of the Xbox console, as we know. Of course.
Yeah, it's the end of the Xbox console. That's why we're just putting games over there, since it's dead and it's dying and no one buys games over there. Good analysis.
That is true, JMR. That is true. Detective Seeds on Twitter said he spoke with people within Insomniac and said that they have not been porting anything to Xbox.
You see, and here comes the Colin Moriarty shit again. All these sources, you know what I mean? They'll never just look at what's happening. They'll never look at the fact that games are going to other platforms. I mean, you can look at what's going on with Microsoft, right? This is what I mean. They don't understand they're the new Xbox guys. And it's funny to see.
I mean, yeah, I just think that we are at this point where it's like, everybody is just kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's waiting where it's like, okay, it starts with Helldivers, and then next up, Spider-Man, and then after that, it's yeah, that's true, Devil Shooter.
But wait a minute. But so then are the Xbox guys port begging then? Or are they pretty much just guessing on what game's going to be next? Are they pretty much just expecting another game to be next because that's usually how this sort of thing kind of goes? Like you've contradicted yourself so many times. It's insane.
That's true. Insomniac did say, I mean, they said it publicly on social media, but they said that it's only going to be on PlayStation, and then it ended up getting ported to PC. I think people need to understand that Insomniac, this is a Sony decision. Like, if Sony wants to put Spider-Man on Xbox, Insomniac can do nothing about it. Nobody can do anything about it. If that's what Sony wants to do, that's what they're going to do. But to me, it's interesting where it's like, I guess a lot of these Xbox players really do like Sony games more than we thought. I was scrolling through the replies on that Insomniac post, and genuinely surprised. I'm like, geez, man, people.
And the funny thing is, most of those guys were probably just trolling, right? We'll see, right? Because don't get me wrong, I do think the original Spider-Man game was good. But these guys, I mean, they're too dumb to realize that they're getting trolled. And the funny thing is, you guys are taking the bait. They're just hitting you with the same energy, right? Because you guys, when it was just 4 games, right? You guys were putting the whole slate, putting games in PlayStation art and everything. But now when the Xbox guys are doing it, you know, you tried to pull it up the other day like it was some salt. But really all it did was just make you look salty.
People are, I mean, like truly begging for this game to come to Xbox. And I'm like, I didn't think Xbox players like PlayStation games that much.
Oh, that's funny because you guys glaze these games like they're just the best thing since sliced bread. You guys talk about how powerful these exclusives are, right? And that they're the reason why people are buying PlayStations. So which one is it? Are the games mid? Are the games overhyped? Or are they the best thing? Are they the next coming of Christ? I mean, that's what you guys have said this whole damn gen. How amazing these games are and how they sell exclusives. I said exclusives, how they sell consoles, right? Even though that's not what Square Enix say, right? Let me get on my Colin Moriarty shit. Even though my sources at Square Enix, that's not what they're saying, but I don't know.
Planet Schlorpian with a $2 chat says Xbots are desperate for games they won't buy or play. Well, that's what I tried to tell people, you know, in my video today, is like, I understand why people are begging for Spider-Man and assuming it's going to happen, but it's like, maybe you should wait and see how Helldivers sells first.
Oh, here we go.
I think people keep overlooking, especially the Xbox fan base. This is what I don't understand, is like, when Xbox announces their games are coming to PlayStation, you can call out PlayStation fanboys all you want for port begging and suddenly liking Xbox games. But the one thing you can't say is that they're not going to sell.
Well, it's funny that you say that because, mind you, a lot of the games that you guys were quote unquote port begging for were games that you guys originally called shovelware. You guys said that they weren't quality games. A lot of these games that you're talking about, these first party games, were available day and date through Game Pass. So a lot of the hypocrisy from what I was seeing on Twitter was that you guys wanted to call it shovelware. You guys wanted to talk shit about how Game Pass doesn't have quality games, but then you guys turn around and spend $70 for games that you could have gotten through the subscription service. I mean, at least now, when the shoe's on the other foot, when you look at it in a vacuum, at least it's more of a 1-to-1 because, you know, the Xbox guys, if it's not coming to Game Pass, they're going to have to buy it just like how you guys had to buy it. So I don't know, man. I don't know if you can quite truly say it's a 1-to-1 once you throw in the Game Pass factor. I mean, that's just food for thought.
Some of them, right? Like, you know for a fact, you bring a game like Forza, it's going to sell. You bring a game like Gears, it's going to sell. Why? Because PlayStation players buy games. That is literally how the business.
I mean, that's not what Square Enix said. Maybe it's just because those are good games. I'm not going to buy that PlayStation guys are just jumping to buy. Whenever a game comes to their platform, they're just jumping to buy it. That's not the truth. We know they're buying Madden. We know they're buying COD. We know they're buying FIFA. But I mean, like I said, man, I haven't said it so many times, and I'll keep on saying it, man. Square Enix done already hung you boys out to dry. Are we still coping? I mean, this is sad.
Is conducted on on the platform. Do PlayStation players subscribe to PlayStation Plus? Yes, they do. But generally speaking, people who are playing on PlayStation
And they don't get shit for it either.
are buying video games. Same thing with Nintendo. Same thing with Steam.
Oh, don't bring up Nintendo. Like Nintendo, they're who you guys pretend to be. They actually have exclusives. You know, Nintendo. Don't get me wrong with the piracy and all that bullshit that they're doing. Fuck Nintendo. But I mean, shit. At least they still got exclusives. Like I said, they're who you guys pretend to be.
In fact, the only platform where people are really truly conditioned to not buy games is Xbox. And I feel like too many of these Xbox players who are begging for this, it's like, don't you understand why Sony would look at that and say no?
No, they don't understand. Not when Sony is looking at them and telling them yes. We understand that you're saying no, but Sony is telling us yes. You know what I mean? MBG, the mind, but the body, Sony is telling us yes. I mean, they just don't get it. They don't understand.
It's not even because they're like the bad guy in the room being like, no, we don't want to put our game over there because F you. No, they're probably like, would it be worth it? Like what? Like
no, what they're doing is they're realizing that people aren't going to jump over a paywall to access, 1 to 2, maybe 3, 4 games here and there that they might be interested in. So they're saying, hey, let's take a page out of Microsoft's book. Let's eliminate the paywall and try to get some sales on our games. And I think it's a smart move, especially a game that came out in 2018. I mean, the fact that you got to sit around and have a cope session about it. I mean, this is sad.
What could we really expect? That's not me saying they won't do it. It's just like people keep overlooking the fact that games do not sell well on the Xbox platform. And I understand.
Like I said, PlayStation's overlooking that fact.
It's like, well, then why would they put Helldivers? And it's like, well, because they're clearly experimenting.
Oh,
they're like, listen.
But you speak like it's factual. So is there money there or not? Which one is it? Because you speak like it's a fact that Xbox guys don't buy games, but then Sony is experimenting, right? They want to test the theory. Which one is it?
If we have any game that we could bring to Xbox that might actually sell, it's probably Helldivers. And to be honest, if Helldivers doesn't sell well on Xbox, nothing else from Sony is going to sell well on Xbox.
Source?
Just flat out.
So we're just pulling more stuff out our ass. Source? Go ahead and tell other men what they'll spend their money on, right? That's their favorite pastime. That's what they love doing. Pocket watching other men, saying what other men are gonna buy and what they're not going to. I mean, these guys are hilarious, man.
If Helldivers can't do it, nothing else that Sony has will. That's just the reality of it.
Well, Sony's saying we're gonna have to test it. We're gonna have to try it first. They're saying, shit, we'll port it over there and we'll see. We're not just going to take your word for it, MBG. I think they're going to test that theory.
Because Helldivers is truly like, that is the game that represents, it's a co-op live service multiplayer shooter. You're putting it on the on the console, on the box, that like this is what the player base is known to engage with. Final Fantasy 16 only sold 20,000 copies. And we'll see how Black Myth Wukong does, right? Like, we saw people... Dude, I saw Xbox players straight up, at least on Twitter, saying that they're standing on principle or whatever. They're not buying Black Myth Wukong.
And there you go again.
On Xbox.
And you do this every video. And this is the goofiest shit that you do out of all. I'm so tired of seeing these guys pocket watch and talk about what other niggas are planning on spending their money on. Like, dude, get over your fucking self.
Because they feel like the studio lied to them or was not transparent enough. And I'm like, you guys are the problem.
Oh, because they just don't want to open up their fucking wallet for a game that came a year late? Are they offering a discount? I don't know. What are they going to do to make it up to the Xbox players? Right? Because I keep on hearing all these excuses. I heard that there was a deal under the table, right? And then, ironically, the game ends up coming out on Xbox, a year later. I heard all the excuses. Oh, well, this date really means something to us, so we held off until this date. Well, then I guess that money don't mean nothing to you. I guess those sales don't mean nothing to you. I will never feel bad for people advocating, for better treatment when it comes to games coming to their platform. Because at the end of the day, when these companies bring games to the marketplace, it's up to them to make consumers want to buy their games. It's not up to the consumers to support the devs. That's the bullshit that y'all have poisoned your fucking community with. And now this is why we're getting these therapy cope sessions now that games are going to other platforms, because even though you guys supported the devs, even though we know that's not the truth, you're realizing that these corporations just want to make money. But you guys want to talk this support the devs. Oh, you Xbox guys are the fucking problem. What are you talking about, dude? Like you're fucking silly, man, especially in these times. We all know how hard times are right now. And you want to sit here and stick your fucking nose up because people don't want to pay for Black Myth Wukong, an old game. The hype was missed. And don't get me wrong, Black Myth Wukong, to me, that was my favorite game of last year. But they missed the hype. There's other games that are out. Shit. Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers is right around the corner, right? I don't know when Black Myth Wukong is coming, but I mean, shit, it is what it is. That's how time goes, right? Maybe they'll catch it on sale. You snooze, you lose.
Like, you are the reason, just so you know. You're the reason why, like, Xbox is going down the drain, dude. Or the...
Okay, and y'all are the reason why Helldivers is going to Xbox. The fuck? Like, you see how easy it is to do that shit? Like, and this is what I mean. This is the irony. They don't even understand the dumb shit that they be saying.
Platform as we knew it is going down the drain because, like, what is that? I'm not buying it.
It's them practicing one of their consumer points. Like, that's their right as a consumer to keep their fucking wallet closed. Just because a game comes out doesn't mean that you have to buy it. Like, what are you talking about, dude? And this is coming from these guys. I mean, holy shit.
Because they had to optimize for the Series S. Well, joke's on you, man, because they don't need your sale.
Oh, so then why are they bringing the game to Xbox then? If they don't need the Xbox guys sell, then why are they bringing the game to Xbox?
You know, like that game broke records and sold over like 25 million copies without
on PC
being involved on the Xbox platform at all. So it's just like
but then why are they bringing the game to Xbox? See, and I'm glad that you said that because we can apply this to Sony. Even though it sold very well on PC, guess what? They sure did still bring that game over to Xbox. Why? Because they know there's more money to be made. While you're sitting here saying that this same company, these guys don't buy games. This is what I mean. This is all you do in your videos. All you do, every video I've ever reacted to is just you contradicting yourself every 2 to 3 minutes. And it stretches out because it takes you so long just to form a simple fucking sentence.
I'm just saying, like, why would a studio or a platform holder like Sony be eager to drop a single player game?
Money.
On a platform where that's what the players are saying. Like, that's what some of the players are saying, and that's how they're acting.
That's what some of the players are saying, and that's how they're acting. Oh, they're just not opening their wallets. Like, dude, who the fuck are you? That's what I mean. And maybe it's just because I'm a PC guy. Like, the way that we interact with these devs and everything, it's so different than how you PlayStation fanboys. Like, you guys are some of the biggest fucking corporate simps I've ever seen in my whole entire life. It sickens me. Like, I'm telling you, it fucking disgusts me.
Literally, all across the internet, what do you see people saying when Helldivers 2 is announced for Xbox? Is it coming to Game Pass?
Yeah.
Is it dropping on Game Pass?
And it should be in Game Pass. Shit, y'all didn't buy it. Let me take it there. Y'all didn't buy it. It's old. It's an old game. Put it on Game Pass. Get that guaranteed bag. Yes. Lord forbid the Xbox guys advocate for something that's what's it called, consumer friendly. Lord forbid that they do something that saves them money. Like, when did the gaming community become, the more money you spend, the more of a gamer you are? That sounds fucking stupid. Like, that sounds like a fucking scam if you ask me. Like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
That's the first thing. That's the first and only thing you'll hear from an Xbox player. And again, that's like, I'm not even blaming them. But Microsoft did that to them.
Oh, so Microsoft gave them a way to save money and play the same games that you guys pay for. But that's supposed to be an L for Xbox guys. Like I said, saving money now is a bad thing. That's because of all that support the dev shit. And who did that shit come from? These fucking PlayStation guys. These fucking goofballs.
It's crazy.
And the funny thing is not even, let me correct myself. It's not even PlayStation guys. It's PlayStation fucking fanboys. The worst.
Man, it's crazy to me. If Sony actually ports Spider-Man to Xbox, I think they've lost the plot. It's like, all right, man.
From this guy, you've lost the plot. They're in it to make money. You fucking dumbass. Like, holy shit.
Go get those 800,000 unit sales, I guess. That's totally
Well, thank God that you gave them permission, MBG. I'm sure they're watching your podcast, waiting for you to give the thumbs up.
worth, Helldivers, I get it. Helldivers, it's a live service. It's the only successful live service Sony has. They're desperate. They are. I mean, Sony's desperate.
Oh, so now they're desperate. See what I mean by how he keeps on contradicting himself? But you were just saying that they're not in the same position. You were just saying that it's unnecessary and that it wasn't needed. Now you're saying Sony's desperate. Which one is it? You're all over the place, buddy, and you don't even fucking realize it.
To make sure that Helldivers is solidified. And I get it, because that might be, and this is the reality, Helldivers might be the only successful live service game that Sony ever has.
Wow.
So, yes.
MBG, you heard it from him. I didn't say it. Wow. That's the faith you have in this company that you glaze. They can't even make a live service game. Okay.
It makes sense why they want to try to, again, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get it to Switch 2, if they try to make a mobile version, they want it to be everywhere.
Oh, so then would we consider them multi-platform if they want their games to be everywhere? I mean, that's what Xbox did, right? And we called them multi-platform, but no, it has to be Spider-Man, right? I mean, the contradictions never end.
Well, there's Destiny. That's true. Yeah, sometimes I forget they own Destiny. There is Destiny, but I'm talking one that just kind of happened organically. You know what I mean? Just like happened. Sony wants more of that. I don't know if they'll get it. But I just think if Sony's willing to... I just hope Sony understands that seeing people... And of course they understand this, but seeing people begging on an Insomniac post, making it seem like I'll buy Spider-Man on Xbox... It's like, but will you? Will you though? Because you.
But will you? Oh, you hope they don't. Just say that, and if anything, that will show how far the mighty have fallen. Right? These are the guys in first place. Right? These are the guys who won. By the way, right? These are the guys who puffed their chest out about a console sales. Show me the Xbox guys that were sitting there saying the Xbox games aren't going to sell well on PlayStation. If anything, they wanted the games to sell well on PlayStation to prove their point. And now that they got games like Forza and shit like that, I don't see them coping about that shit. I see them holding that shit up like it's a damn trophy. I mean, you guys are the sorest fucking losers. It's just so sad.
You see that post and you see the replies, and it's like, man, maybe this game would do big numbers on Xbox. I bet you if they were to drop it on Xbox tomorrow or next week, it'd probably struggle to get to 1 million. Because it's not a slight at Xbox. It's just you have a small install base of players who don't buy video games.
And it's funny. This is what I mean. They have tricked themselves into thinking that 30 million people is small. Now, don't get me wrong. It's small comparison to, Nintendo and PlayStation. But 30 million is not a small number. And you know who doesn't think 30 million is a small number? Hideo Kojima, Square Enix, PlayStation, the third-party publisher. They don't think 30 million is a small number.
To me, that sounds like the opposite of what would it be like. That's the opposite of appealing to a publisher. But I don't know, man. As somebody said earlier, maybe for Sony, maybe in the age of Hiroki Totoki, it's all about those profits, man. Hey, 800,000 sales.
What else would it be about? Wow. They're saying this shit unironically. They're saying this shit with a straight face. They're not even trying to be funny.
It's 800,000 more than we had before. If that's how Sony sees it, then that's how they see it. That would be very...
Wow. If that's how Sony sees it. They're growing up. They're growing up right before our very eyes. They're understanding business. They're waking up to reality. Holy shit, it only took Helldivers coming to Xbox.
I feel like that's very kind of tone deaf in a way where it's like,
Wow.
well,
Tone deaf. Tone deaf. Them making more money off of a game that came out in 2018. Tone deaf. I mean, these guys are insane, but it's been your boy Sigs and Serial. Until next time, peace.